Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack and today we talk about La Pavoni. I will tell you about the 5 common mistakes that we all do when pulling shots on La Pavoni and how to prevent them, how to make our coffee, our espresso tasting better. I will use my La Pavoni as an example, but most of the things that I talk about today you can apply to your machine as well. First, let's introduce my La Pavoni. So all behold to La Pavoni Esperto. So as you can see, apart from being an awesome machine, it has 2 pressure gauges. One is for the boiler and the other one you use when you pull a shot so you know the pressure of the shot. By the way, in the background you can hear my La Pavoni is reheating the water. First mistake would be the temperature, wrong temperature. So you get a green light on a machine and you're ready to go. Well, not exactly. Green light means that there is enough pressure in the boiler, but it doesn't mean that the group had reached desired temperature. So what is the perfect temperature? Well, that depends on the coffee, on the style of shot that you pull. On my machine I have a temperature strap and that helps to judge where we are. So I would say the range between 85 and 95 degrees is usually right. I also have a thermometer attached to the side, the digital thermometer, because it's positioned slightly differently than the temperature strap. Here I'm aiming for around 80 degrees on average. Obviously all depends on the coffee that you use. So if the shot that you get, if the shots are too sour, that might mean that you need to increase the temperature. If the shots are flat, if you're not getting enough of the flavors, again, increase the temperature. If you taste kind of a medicinal aftertaste, that possibly means that the temperature was too high. If the shots are too bitter, again, possibly that's too high. If you need to increase the temperature of your machine, that's easy. You do the dry pumps. You can even let the water go for a little bit. You can use it to warm up your cup. But what if the temperature is too high? I mean, it will go down. On my machine it would go down, so the machine hardly ever gets overheated. But what I do, especially if I want to pull multiple shots, shot after shot would get hotter and hotter. So I use some cold water, I might drop an ice cube there. I just soak the group head a little bit and that allows me to drop the temperature. Okay, so the machine is ready, we reached the temperature that we want to reach. What next? Well, we're coming to the next mistake, possibly the smallest mistake that we can make. It's a bad pack prep. This is a 51mm portafilter. I think you can get away with the lot when you use those smaller filter baskets, but still I like to use my WDT and I also like to use my Normcore 51mm tamper, so that's a spring-loaded tamper. They sell it as a 51mm, but it fits almost perfectly. There is no room for maneuver, which you cannot say about the tamper that has been included with the La Pavoni. I used to use the Leveler as well, but I've noticed it's not necessary. Now we're coming to the mistake number 3, and that will be a wrong grind setting. How to choose the grind setting? You can get away with a lot with this machine. If you grind too coarsely, you can say you are pulling a turbo shot. If you grind too finely, you can just hold the pressure and eventually, unless it's extra fine, the shot will go through and you might be surprised with how great it is. But how do you know you grind too coarsely? Well, first of all, when you pull a shot, it will run too fast. So you will notice there is not much resistance when you pull the lever down. I like to do the pre-soaking when I pull a shot. So I put the lever up and I wait about 30 seconds. Not everybody will agree with me, but that's what I do. If you notice that during that passive pre-infusion the water is coming through the pack, few drops are okay, but if you see that there is more than few drops, if you see that at the end of that passive pre-infusion you got maybe 3 grams of liquid, that probably would mean that you grind it too coarsely for that particular style of shot. If when you apply a pressure, almost no liquid is coming through and you have to hold the pressure for a few minutes until you reach the desired volume of the shot, that would mean that you grind too finely. Now we're coming to the mistake number 4, and that will be using wrong pressure for the shot. Obviously there are many ways to pull a shot on La Pavoni. La Pavoni allows you almost like a descent, gives you that nice control, but it's difficult to know, especially at the beginning when you got the La Pavoni, difficult to know what is that good pressure, where you should aim for. With my La Pavoni, because I have a pressure gauge, it is relatively easy. My average shot, I start with 30 seconds pre-soaking, then I apply a pressure of 3 bars, so that's a pre-infusion, and I hold it for about 10 seconds. Then I ramp it up to 8 bars of pressure, maybe slightly above 8, and then depending how the pack reacts, I slowly ease off, aiming for the volume of the shot that I desire. I'm generalizing here, but higher pressure can allow you to extract more flavors. If you use the pressure of about 6 bars, you can get more sweetness, the shots will be more mellow. On average, the shots below, let's say 5 bars, won't taste that good. If you don't have that pressure gauge, well, you have to work on that muscle memory. With experience, you will know where the, let's say 3 bars, let's say 8 bars and so on are, and you will be able to pull a shot after shot probably as good as someone who's got the pressure gauge. I haven't mentioned here about the time of extraction, because when you pull a shot on La Pavoni, time, it's not that important. It gives you some understanding about the grind consistency and so on, but otherwise the time of the shot, I don't really look at that. I look at the pressure, I look at the feel I'm getting from the pump. That's the most, and obviously how the shot tastes, that's the most important for me. But there is one more mistake, and that's number 5 if I counted them correctly, and that kind of combines all of them together. That would be lack of consistency. La Pavoni is by nature an inconsistent machine. You have to guess lots of things. If you don't have a pressure gauge, you guess the pressure. If you don't have a temperature strap, you guess the temperature. But you want to keep those things that you can control in control. So then when something doesn't go right, you can change maybe one thing at the time until you reach that perfection, whatever it is. If you stay consistent, if you keep control on the variables, then you can pull shot after shot of the similar quality. And the La Pavoni will become much less frustrating, because frustrating it can be. Now I think it's a time to actually put all of that into practice, and let's pull a shot. I'm going to use once again coffee from the Open Roasters. Big thank you to Ron for sending us few samples. That's the coffee from Kenya, but this time it's a kind of a light medium roasted coffee, which should be slightly better for La Pavoni. We should get tastes of Mayer lemon, cane sugar, grapefruit and a juicy mouthfeel. Start with the passive pre-infusion for about 30 seconds. Now I will do a few like mini Fellinis just to take a little bit more water. Now I apply a pressure of 3 bars for about 10 seconds, and now the pressure ramps up to about 8-9 bars, and then the pressure will be slowly going down. Okay, and we end up with the beautiful shot. About 36 grams I got. Yeah, very refreshing, very tasty. As you could see, I gulped it almost everything. So lots of lemon and also like a coca powder. They say sugar, but I got more like a coca powder here. Not that much grapefruits, but definitely nice sweet lemon cake, and the coca powder, little bit of the bitterness. Very juicy. Guys, if you are still here, definitely click like, consider subscribing to the channel. Plenty more things coming. New grinders, new brew methods, so on and so on. I know that with La Pavoni you can make many more mistakes. If I missed something very important, or if you disagree with me about something that I said, please let us know. I know we have a huge community of La Pavonians here. Are there any other videos, topics about the La Pavoni that you would like me to do on the channel? Please let me know as well. But for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack, this is my coffee show, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you, bye!